Hey, this is Brittany from She Abundantly at sheabundantly.com. I want to tell you about a message that I spoke on some time ago. If you go to sheabundantly.com, it should be right there on my front page. And the video was titled, Should I Live with My Boyfriend? You can also find it on YouTube. And I think that is a necessary conversation, a necessary question, but also a necessary conversation to have because so many young women are moving in with guys. Just guys. A boyfriend has no valid stance legally, emotionally, or spiritually in this earthly realm. This is one thing for sure. Even if you don't believe in God's principles or God's law, and you don't obey it, that does not mean that you're not going to be held accountable to it. On that faithful day, the word says every knee will bow and every tongue will confess that Jesus Christ is Lord. There was a time that I got pulled over and I made a traffic violation in my early 20s, and I did not know it was the wrong thing to do. I got pulled over. I told the officer, I'm sorry, I did not know. Guess what? He still gave me a ticket, and it was a hefty ticket because I broke the law. So I want everybody to understand, just because you don't believe in that law does not mean that you're not going to be held accountable. Every last one of us are made in God's image. That means we have an ability to respond to God. We have a responsibility to respond to God. Am I saying it right? We have the responsibility to know God because we have the ability to respond to Him. There it is. There it is. And so that's why we will all be held accountable. That's why there would be no excuses, right? But back to this stance of moving in with your boyfriend. Again, he has no legal right. Anytime a man takes on a woman that he did not legally obtain with honesty, with integrity, with sacrifice, he is robbing God. Every woman is a heavenly portal. Every woman is a treasure chest. She is God's just treasure, deep treasure in the earth. And when you go in and pick the lock and you steal it and you take it, you see it like, I like that. I'm just going to go ahead and go get it. And you just take it. You didn't ask nobody about it. You didn't ask, who does this belong to? How can I obtain that? Is this beneficial for me? Is there something in this treasure box that I need or that I can multiply, you know what I'm saying, and be of good service to the world? You don't ask that, you just go and take. That's you, a man, taking any young woman and saying, this is my girl, having sex with her. I mean, all kinds of stuff. And so to the young woman, when you give yourself to a man, when you move in with a guy who has not went to God to obtain permission, when he does not go the legal route, by default, he goes the illegal route. He is a convict. He is a robber and a thief. He is in violation of God's law. And if you give yourself to him, you will be in the hands of a robber and a thief. That means you both are going to be on the run. Because anytime a person sins against God and just living in that sin, they're not honest with God. They're not being held accountable to him. So by default, they are running from him. You are now a part of a heist. You are now a co-conspirator. You are now aid and abetting, whatever those legal words are. That's what you're doing right now. He's on a run. He's in offense. He is not in alignment with God, and therefore you will not be either. And so anytime something is not legal, there's no insurance for it. There's no covering for it. So now both of y'all are together in sin, outside of God's love, outside of his heart. And whatever happens to you. Okay, it's only by mercy that God allows us to endure those things and grow from it and learn from it. But most of the time, when it comes down to it, it's a hot mess. It's emotional turmoil. You're being robbed, meaning you're being taken advantage of. He's having sex with you, meaning he's getting from you without having to invest and pour into you the things that actually matters. Because giving you a couple of dollars, that's not an equal exchange to you giving him your body. This is all spiritual. It's not an equal exchange. So you will feel robbed. You will feel cheated. You will feel used and abused, but you may not even have the language to even explain how you feel. Bitterness, anger, rage, all those things are going to be birthed inside of your heart. It's going to be a mess. You're going to break up. And then it's going to be, these men ain't no good, or you're going to go on to the next one and do the exact same thing. Okay, then you're going to become a repeat offender. Okay, this is the devil's MO. He wants you to get in this cycle of rebellion, self-abuse, I mean, all kind of things, so that you will never be of use to a true man of integrity, because you are not a woman of integrity. It just makes no sense to give yourself, to put yourself in a place, in a position, a home where you are supposed to be secure, to put yourself in a position with a man who is the complete opposite of that. He may one day operate in integrity, but right now he's not. Like, make it make sense. Would you put all your valuables, your money, your jewelry in an open street? Would you, say for instance, you put all your clothes, your furniture, all your valuables, and you set up this house in an open street, all your stuff, and you out in the street literally acting like you at home, but you're in the middle of the street. Rain's gonna come down, snow gonna come down, hail gonna come down, people gonna come rob and steal. Okay, some people may come in and whoop your behind, beat you up just to take your stuff, but you like, this is my stuff, this is my home. It's not a home. It's not. There's no security there. It's not a home. That's what happens when we're outside of the will of God. The robber and the thief is going to come. Those demons that are assigned to fornication, those demons that are assigned to rebellion and disobedience, they legally have a right to you, and they're going to come for what's theirs, which is anything you build with that God. It makes no sense. Business-wise, we treat everything else better business-wise than our bodies and our hearts. Why would you make a decision? Or why would you, if you had something of value, why would you give it to a person and they ain't paid for it? Like, make it make sense. You paid $40,000 for a car or something like that, and you say, okay, you can have it, or you can drive it around with no insurance and no nothing. So when he wrecks it, or that person wrecks it, or whatever happens, all that falls back on you. It just makes no sense. We have contracts with everything, but for some reason, when it comes to our vagina, our womb, our body, our minds, our whole being, we have nothing in place for security. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Because what you're doing right now, you're thinking, oh, I'm young and I'm just going to live my life. No, everything you're doing now, you're going to have to pay for it later. Sin is something that we all reap what we sow. If we sow to the fleshly nature, the unbridled sinful nature, we're going to reap from it. If we sow to the spirit, we're going to reap from that. Everything you do, you're going to pay for it. When you're 22, you're going to be paid for it when you're 32. You understand what I'm saying? You want to set your future up to where you can build on it and not have to be paying debts emotionally, spiritually, all that jazz. And so I want you to reconsider. Send this video to whoever you need to send it to, or refer them to the video that I talked about on my website or my YouTube page. But young women need to understand that it ain't cute. It's not something that you do. And I wish mothers would explain more to them. They're when parents agree to these things, they're not protecting you as your daughter, as their daughter. They're not protecting you. They're not protecting you. Oh, go ahead and be with I'm basically giving my daughter to the streets. I'm giving my daughter to something that is unprotected spiritually. Forget we're talking about emotionally and physically, but spiritually, you are opening up yourself to demonic spirits. It ain't cute. Don't ever give yourself to a man who didn't pay for you, who didn't lay down his life for you, who didn't commit to you. Don't ever. If no one has ever told you, I'm telling you right now, take it from me and so many other women who have done stupid stuff or have done things out of ignorance, out of pain. We understand. We got the brokenness. We got the scars to show you. Okay? It ain't what you think. It ain't what you think. You just gonna be some in-house booty that he's getting on for free because he didn't have to invest anything. And guess what? When he walks away from you, it's going to be easier for him to walk away from you because he didn't have to invest anything to get you. It's going to be always easier for him to walk away from you than you walk away from him. Why? Because that's the nature of our makeup, man and woman. Man is the depositor. We are the receiver. When he deposits himself inside of us, we carry that within us. It stays within us. You're going to be more heartbroken than he is. Listen, it makes absolutely no sense. It's one of the dumbest decisions. I don't know how else I can say it. One of the dumbest decisions to live with a man you're not committed to live with a man that has not decided to be faithful to you. He's a fornicator, therefore he makes you a fornicator. He is dishonest. He is not faithful to God, therefore he will never be faithful to you. How can a person be faithful to you when they're not even faithful to their own God? These are things I had to learn the hard way, right? How can they be faithful to you? And then you're talking about he cheating on me. You were never his. You were never his. You were never his to be cheated on. And he ain't even yours. So from heart to heart, Older women to younger women, I'm sure older women too. Listen, listen. Don't play yourself like that. Build your life up. Take it, like, do things with integrity. With integrity. Because integrity always wins. Starting with your mind, starting with your body. Live an honest life. Sexual integrity. Because when you're fornicating, you're lying from the inside out. You're lying with your body. You're lying to each other's soul. That's why you feel what you feel on the inside when things don't go right, and y'all break up. You feel like you've been robbed. You feel like you've been lied to, because you was. Be encouraged. Until next time, peace.